C10. Customer brought it in. We originally did a ride-take street grip right off the bat, and we paired it with some Willwood 6-piston front brakes, 4-piston rear brakes with their modular spindles, and it stayed like that for a while. I had a 305, 700R4, and it was just a good driver. And then version 2.0 was where we did the powertrain. So smoothed the firewall, we did vintage air inside. Local engine shop built a 6.0 LY6, and they basically just went through everything but forged bottom end. And then we had a 7875 VS Racing Turbo, Holley high round. We got a lot of accessories from Holley and Motion, and we backed it up with a Bowler T56 transmission. And the third version, which is what we just did now, was we put a 4-link in the back. So we did a ride-deck 4-link in the rear, so now it's got coilovers in the back, and a QA1 carbon fiber drive shaft. So this is actually pretty cool because it's got a snowed-in seat. It's a bolstered bench seat with cup holders. Really, really comfortable seat. And then for the dash, we went with the 6.86 Holley Pro Dash. So it's got the touch screen. It's active. You can change pretty much any background you want to, all that. Everything else is pretty much stock interior, besides the billet shifter coming to the floor. So it also has a level 7 clutch pedal assembly kit. So this is one of they still sell them now. So it runs Tilton's master cylinder. It's their pedal that they design in-house, and it comes with a Tilton throw bearing. And that really makes it super nice to drive. So the other thing we did in-house was it's got a vibrant intercooler. We basically bought the core, and then we made our own tanks because we wanted to reduce cutting into the core support. We want to do as minimal cutting as possible. So we made our own side tanks on it, and when we plumbed the cold side of it, we were able to retain 90% of the core support with the exception of just drilling the 3.5-inch holes to allow the tubing to go through. It also has an Aeromotive twin 340 fuel pump, universal drop in unit in the tank. It's got all vibrant lines. We use Vibrant Performance on all our plumbing. The whole build went pretty good on this. After getting the firewall smooth, this is one thing that we're kind of proud of, how clean the engine bay is. We took a little time on the engine bay, placing everything, tucking things the right way. So that was a little bit of a time-consuming issue, but I think the reward was worth the effort. So it's kind of nice to be able to pop your hood and be proud of what it looks like. There's a lot of turbo LS square bodies out there. Just trying to pride ourselves to take it to the next level. We always prioritize performance, but we want it to look good as well. I like the way the firewall turned out. I like the Holley front accessories. It keeps everything nice and tight. The other thing we did was to kind of just let the engine pop out was we matched the inner fenders with the body paint. So the inner fenders on this truck is red. That was a decision that we were able to get with the customer, and I'm really glad we went that route because if it would have been black, I feel like the engine would have gotten lost in the engine bay. It makes it jump out at you once you pop it up, and so that turned out really, really good. We did build a custom Sentence exhaust all the way out the back. It has a Borla XR1 muffler on there. Now with the 4-link we just did on it, we're dumping the exhaust right in front of the 12-volt. Just because of the low ride height we want to achieve on the rear. Just not enough clearance to go over the rear end and clear the sway bar. We only lost a few inches, probably around 28 inches of exhaust, but nonetheless, the truck is still super quiet to drive. It doesn't have much mat inside the whole cab. The sound decibels are really low. You can have an easy conversation in the truck. You can rip on it, and it's really, really nice.